Let me give it a minute or two, let some people jump in. Welcome in. I'm going to give it a minute or two and see if we can get a few people in here before we get started. What's going on tonight, guys? Another Saturday Night Live. Hola, Latoya. What's up? How you doing? So tonight, I want to talk about O.J. Simpson. He passed away on the 10th. And I was going to do a video on him, but typically those videos don't do too well anyway. So I figured I would just talk about it tonight. So let's talk about O.J. He was 76 years old when he passed. He was actually a very, very popular figure before his wife got murdered and her friend. He was a football running back for the Buffalo Bills from 69 to 77. And then he became a member of my beloved 49ers in 78 and 79. I was not even a fan at that point, so I don't remember anything about him with the Niners. But OJ would go on to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1985 with Joe Namath. The Juice, that's right, OGT 420. So, yeah, definitely rest in peace. So, yeah, he was doing a lot of commercials. He had like the car rental commercials. I think it was like Avis or Hearst or something. I kind of remember that commercial where he's like running through the airport and he like jumps over some luggage or something like that. But I mean, I was small back then. But then his wife was murdered in, let me see, I'm trying to look at my notes, see if I have that date. On June 17th of 94, his wife was murdered. Put in crisis, do you know if he did it? We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So, yeah, basically that happened. And to put it into perspective, back then OJ was like a Patrick Mahomes type, or maybe a John Cena. Like everybody knew who this guy was. He was very beloved. And then his wife got murdered, and he was put on trial. And they moved the jurisdiction to L.A. The crime happened in Brentwood, which is a very affluent area of L.A. And so he was put on trial, and it says, "Are you on a great vibe or just vibing?" No, I'm just vibing, having some fun with the family tonight. And so anyways, so yeah, he was put on trial, and on October 3rd of 1995, OJ was acquitted. Now, when something to keep in mind, when OJ, yeah, he definitely was bigger than life, Lenny. When OJ was acquitted, now keep in mind, they were running the trial on all the network stations like I had never seen. This was long before court TV or social media was really cracking. So for this to be on, like this was on every day, all day, and everybody was glued to their TVs, and Johnny Cochran and Robert Kardashian and his dream team of attorneys, Marsha Clark, the prosecutor, and I can't remember what the judge's name was, but like they everybody became larger than life. These guys were all pop culture phenomenons, basically. And he if the glove doesn't fit, you must quit. Judge Ito, that's right. Lance Ito, that's right. That was the judge. So, all this stuff was going on. The stuff was larger than life. And like I said, on October 3rd, 95, he was acquitted. Now, they had DNA evidence on him, but at the time, DNA evidence was a fairly new thing that was going on. Like it's a lot more commonly used nowadays than it was back in those days. And I think that there was a lot of racial divide when it comes to, what people thought, what the opinion was of whether he was guilty or not. And what it came down to was the white community thought he was guilty and the black community thought he was innocent. And to be honest with you, I think that being that the LA riots had happened just a couple years prior, there was no way in hell they were going to convict this guy. Whether they thought he was guilty or not, no, it didn't matter what the evidence said, because when they acquitted those cops on the Rodney King beating and then LA got burnt down basically in those riots, everybody was paying attention to that stuff. And I think there was a lot of anxiety that there could be a repeat to that. And, I don't think, it didn't matter. He wasn't going to be convicted because, the scars were too fresh in people's minds of what had happened last time. And so basically he got acquitted, and I lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. So he got acquitted. Then there was a civil lawsuit that he was held accountable for the deaths, and there was like a $33 million judgment or something like that. I could be wrong on those numbers, but there was a huge judgment against him, and all of a sudden he didn't have any money. Is what they were saying. So he would go on to write a book called I don't know it word for word, but something to the extent of how I would have done it if I did it. And he basically laid out how it would have happened if he had did it, which seemed almost like, almost as if he were admitting it. And the thing is, they have a thing called double jeopardy where once you've been acquitted of a murder or any type of crime, they can't try you again. So once he was found innocent, it really didn't matter what he said. And I seen something where they said his last tweet before he passed was, I did that shit or something to that extent. And, he went out like a G, I guess you would say, in that aspect, because he knew he was about to pass, and, what were they going to do to him? But so he would go on to get arrested in 2007 in Nevada and sentenced to 33 years, of which he would serve 9. It's a little different in Nevada. In Cali, you're not going to get 33 years and be out in 9, unless you're really telling or something. Like that would be something different for that to happen. But I think in a lot of the other states, they hit you with this big number and you got to do like a third of the time or something. And that's what happened. They sent him to Lovelock Correctional Facility in a rural Nevada area. And yeah, exactly, sexy Latina. He said, y'all, I did that shit. That was his tweet. They said the family took the tweet down, and it is what it is. But yeah, he's now passed, and that's what it is. So, funny thing is, I had to look up whether or not he was in the Hall of Fame because when he was playing, um, like he was really good, and he actually was inducted into the Hall of Fame in '85. I didn't know that, and I'm a big football fan, so they called him a silent member of the Hall of Fame. They said he never went there, so it is what it is. Sexy Latina says that was on his Twitter feed before he passed. Yeah, so basically, I guess you would say he went out trolling, right? He said, "Y'all, I did that shit," you know, and it is what it is. Frank White says that's fake. Yeah, a lot of times when I see stuff, I don't know whether to believe it or not. I'm not on X or Twitter or whatever they're calling it these days. So I didn't see it. I just seen uh, stuff, being floated around on like TikTok and stuff. And on TikTok, like you can't believe half the stuff that you see. So, anyways, what's everybody up to tonight? How y'all doing? His account could have been hacked. That's happening a lot lately. Yeah, I agree. Put in Christ. And the thing is, like, you can generate those sort of images as well. Like it nowadays, it's hard to know what if what you're seeing or hearing is true. I mean, between AI and everything else, like you can pretty much make anything look like whatever you want it to look like. Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, Joel says you're not seeing my comments, Mr. Bobby. No, I'm sorry, I must have missed something. What's going on, Joel? How you doing tonight? If you guys are new to the channel, check out my playlist. I have a ton of videos, mostly war stories involving drugs and the incarceration that came from it. And yeah, if you enjoy that sort of content, be sure. He says, Joel says, I said, I wonder if he's wearing sunscreen in hell. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. We're getting really close to 1,000 subs now. And I want to thank you guys all for that. And yeah, we're trying to get to that 1,000 sub mark. I got a banger of a video I'm going to drop once we get there. I just finished a video on a subscriber had asked me to compare and contrast hustling today versus how it used to be, and all the big drug busts that are going on where people are getting caught with 20, 50, 100, 500 pounds. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. That should be dropping sometime in the early morning tomorrow. So yeah, that'll be coming up as well. Do me a favor and smash that like button if you're in here. It really helps with the algorithm and getting the video out. So I appreciate everybody. And yeah, tonight we're kind of on the topic of O.J. Simpson, who passed away on the 10th of April this year, a couple days ago. So yeah, he was a really good football player and a superstar celebrity back in the day before all that stuff happened with his wife and the guy that was there. Yeah, he was really popular. And I want to give a shout out to my moderator, Ramona. I appreciate you. for helping out with all the comments. By stepping into the prison facility, checking in and getting your assigned room, learning where everything is on your first day in prison. Hey, Joel, actually, I have a video up on that already. It's called Going to Prison, What to Expect. It's a two-parter. It's one of my earlier videos. If you take a look at my playlist, you'll be able to find that, and that kind of walks you through like going from the county and arriving at R&R in reception and going out to the yard, confined to quarters, the whole 9 yards on that one. So yeah, be sure to check that out. I think that's called Going to Prison, What to Expect, and it's a two-parter. I typically try to keep my videos around 10 minutes, so between both, it's 20, 22 minutes maybe. So yeah, you can definitely check that out. So where's everybody tapping in from tonight? I appreciate you, Joel. And it is raining here in Southern California. Seems like it rains every weekend, which is weird. But I don't have to work on the weekends, so it kind of works for me, Like if rain, snow, whatever's going to happen, as long as I don't got to drive to work, I don't mind. Around town stuff's okay, but I got like a 45-minute commute, so I don't really care for the rain or the snow when I got to go to work. So I hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday. Like I said, we're getting close to 1,000 subs. So if you're new in here, then definitely subscribe. I got a banger of a video I'm going to drop when I get there. So Mad Monk says, do you glorify your criminal history? Are there any victims? That's a great question, Mad Monk. As far as glorifying it, no, I don't. I don't think there was anything to glorify about it. Like I was a drug dealer, a hustler, and there were tons of victims, but not in the sense that most people think, like where maybe somebody got unalived or something. Yeah, it's more, the victims are more the people that were affected by the people I was selling drugs to. Yeah, Alfred, we're knocking on the door right now, buddy. We are right there, so thank you. So thank you, Q. Appreciate the comment, and I hope that answered your question, Mad Monk. Yeah, I don't think there's anything to glorify as far as what I did. Honestly, I was a detriment to society for a long time, and I hurt a lot of people in the aspect of, I was dealing drugs, and I used to think of it as a victimless crime, but there's plenty of victims to that for sure. It's not just the person that's that I'm selling to. It's their family, it's their kids, maybe their mom and dad. Like nobody wants their that's somebody that they love in their life to be on that stuff, So what I hope to achieve with this channel is to help people not to go down the path that I went down, which, put me in. I ended up in prison eventually, did a lot of county jail time, and gave me a lot of time to think about all the people that I hurt in that aspect. So, yeah, I really appreciate that question. Mad Monk says, if you could go back in time, at what age would you go? You know what? That is a tough one, because to be honest with you, I don't know if I would, because if I went back and changed the past, and I wouldn't have my children and my grandchildren. And I did a lot of bad stuff. I wasn't a very good parent early on to my children, but luckily I had a really good wife that really held it down as far as that stuff goes. So shout out to her. But yeah, I'm not really sure if I would go back in time. If I could, maybe I would go back and advise myself to do some things differently. But if I changed everything, then I wouldn't have the family that I have. So it's kind of tricky, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Hey, Commander, Ramona is my daughter and the moderator, so make sure you be nice to her. And I'm not going to answer that question. That's ridiculous. People that do that kind of stuff get hurt really bad in the institutions that I go to, that I've gone to, rather. So, that's not really a legitimate question, in my opinion. That's weirdo stuff. So, Mad Monk says, hypothetically, uh, in order to not go down the path I went, I'd have to go back to about 15. So, Commander Luke, obviously I'm assuming you're not, you didn't do time in Cali, because that stuff, the organization, not the organization, but the politics I fell under, that's unacceptable behavior. That'll get you packed out. So yeah, we don't do that kind of stuff here. Maybe some of the other group segments might possibly. I don't know. I can't speak for them. But yeah, that'd be a good idea, Ramona. All I need is one good jackpot. Yeah, so yeah, I hope that answered your question, Commander Luke. So, like I said, we're getting close to 1,000 subs. So, if you enjoy prison content and war stories from the street type of stuff, I'm trying to help people to move more towards sobriety and not, yeah, and that sort of stuff. So, Mad Monk says, what efforts do you make today to ensure your grandkids don't go down the road you went down? Another good question, man. Like you're on fire tonight, Mad Monk. Um, I think the best effort I can make is to be a part of their lives and to show them a good example of what how you should be, I guess you would say. Like my none of my kids smoke. uh some occasional drinkers, but nothing too heavy as far as that stuff goes. And like drugs are really frowned upon. Just be and the thing is, I think sharing my story with them has helped them to avoid a lot of the pitfalls that I went down. So that's basically, I try to be the example to them. Like I want to show them what a good man looks like, what a responsible man looks like, and encourage them to be good people and responsible as well. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing with that. So where's everybody checking in from tonight? I'm in Southern California as usual. Mad Monk says, Flynn's checking in from Vancouver Island. What's up, Flynn? Hope you're doing well tonight. Mad Monk says, are you a proponent of the death penalty in a clear cut case? Absolutely. I absolutely am. And the thing is, I've been incarcerated and uh, I mean, if it's clear cut, no doubt about it, then yes. Uh, if there's any doubt at all, then I think it should be LWAP, life without parole type of thing. That way, if maybe some other evidence may come up, then they can be exonerated of that. But if there is, say, there's like videotape of the incident, and especially things that involve children, you know, that sort of stuff really irks me. If I remember when I was growing up in Long Beach, I lived in the projects in Carmelitas, and there was a family that lived a couple doors over in the projects, and there was a little girl. I think her name was Karen. She was like 11 or something. Like I was about the same age. She disappeared, and there was a guy. I don't know if he got the death penalty or not, but they convicted him of killing her, and I think that would have been a great opportunity for a death penalty case right there. If everything was clear cut and everything. Like we have to protect our women and our children. So you finally Tino Bestnino says, so you're finally confessing? Yeah, at 11 years old, I was a serial killer. Come on now. Good one. Hope you're doing well tonight, Tino. That's good stuff. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing good tonight. Off to a great weekend. You know, that's good. I appreciate you. If like I said, if any of you are new in here, smash that subscribe button. We're getting close to 1,000 subs, and I think we need like 6 more at last check. Somebody could definitely. Hey, is it possible? Look at Michael. Hey, it's possible. Look at Michael Myers, says Joel. Wow. Yeah, we're getting close to that 1,000 mark, and I got a banger of a video I'm going to drop for you guys once we get there. It's a prison story, and basically it's coffee, Mad Monk. Yeah, I'm a coffee fanatic. Yeah, I got a prison story I'm going to drop for you guys, and it is a banger. It is. I ended up finishing off my prison term in ADSEG, administrative segregation or the whole, and it's the events that led up to that and what that was like, basically. So yeah, just need a few more subs to get to 1,000, and then I'll be working on that video. That's probably going to be a little bit longer of a video because it's a lot to tell. Most valued item from a prison cafeteria, says Mad Monk. Thanks, Danky the Clown. Appreciate it. So, most valued item from prison cafeteria, says Mad Monk. Okay, the thing that there were 2 things that I liked as far as prison meals. They would do, they were both breakfasts. One was, one was the Grand Slam, which was like eggs, sausage, like the whole nine. Like it was a really good breakfast. And the other one was the biscuits and gravy. That was another one I really enjoyed. So Joel says, once you get to 1,000 followers, you should do a funny dancing video for your followers. Just a little celebration, funny video. We'll see what we can do with that. Lonnie says, "Don't hide nothing in your prison wallet." Nope, I'm not hiding anything there. I can assure you of that. Uh, Lonnie also says, "Make ramen noodles and a dip and a big ass iced coffee." Right? Lupe says, "Your channel just popped up on my feed. What country are you out of?" I'm in the U.S. Lupe, I'm in Southern California. Where are you tapping in from? Alfred Stewart says, "Do you have a lot of 1v1 melee stories that you plan to put out?" I have a few more. I have some up already. And oh, what county? Says Lupe. I'm in San Bernardino County in the IE. So Alfred, yeah, I have a few more that I'm going to put out. In fact, that one, uh, that banger I'm talking about is basically a 1v1 that happened and was kind of messy. But Lupe Purdue, that's right. Shout out to Purdue. Joel says, "Do you win all your fights?" Hell no. But I can look myself in the mirror afterwards, win, lose, or draw, you know? And especially, to be honest with you, in prison, somebody disrespects you, you have to fight. Because if you don't, then everybody's going to disrespect you rather, and life is going to be very difficult. So, Mad Monk says, "What was your longest stretch in prison?" I did two, but I did a lot of county time, and I did back to back. Let me explain it to you. I was on probation in Riverside, San Bernardino, and LA, and I did basically back to back 27-month sentences, 9 months in each. With good time, it was probably more like 22 months or something, but uh, you know, I did definitely did a lot more county time than I did state. But when I went to state, it was cracking. There were, between the time I did in the county and my term, 5 riots, and uh, like it was 2004, 2005, going into early 2006. It was cracking in there at that time, you know. And honestly, I was lucky to get out of there with, nothing but a few bumps and bruises. So, uh, I'm real happy about that. Joel says, "Do a video interviewing your wife and asking her questions about you being in and out of prison and how it made her feel." That would be a deep one for sure. I did an interview. I don't know if you've seen it with my daughter, with who happens to be the moderator, and that's a two-parter. You could check that one out. That was definitely interesting. Lupe says, "Where'd you do your time?" Uh, Prison time, I was in North Kern, and then they sent me to a CCF. It kicked off. They sent me to another CCF. It kicked off again, and then I ended up back at North Kern. I did the full circle basically. I went from reception to the lowest level to the next lowest level and back to the 3 yard, and then I finished off in ad seg at North Kern. Joel says, "I seen it. It was good. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that." Yeah, I'm trying to do some interviews with some people I know. Yeah, and that's my wife, the sexy Latina, saying, "I am here for you to support and be here for you through it all, but I'm good on the videos though." Yeah, she don't really honestly, like, it was a process for me to get on doing these videos, to be honest with you. Like, it took a while to get used to being on here. So, I know you say, what you're saying. Mad Monk says, "Do you enjoy shirts with the horizontal stripes?" Ah, so, sometimes it just depends, you know. Honestly, to be honest with you, most of the time I'm just wearing a t-shirt. I'm a t-shirt kind of guy. Occasionally, I'll put on something with a collar that looks a little nicer, but most of the time I'm either working or doing something like that. So, I don't really. I guess I did. I guess that one went over my head, Mad Monk. Okay, Lupe's helping me out there. CDC doesn't have striped tire. Yeah, you're right. Those in those GP blues, basically. Well, orange in reception, but yeah. What up, Juan? How you doing tonight, bro? Hope you're doing well out of the rain, sir. It's dumping over here pretty good right now, so I imagine it's dumping more down that way. So FoxTube says, you believe in a God or anything, or what's your opinion on it? Sorry for asking such a random question, but just lost in life. I'm 19. I'm sorry to hear that, FoxTube. Yeah, I definitely believe in God. You know, excuse me. I would, if you're lost, if you're dealing with like addiction or something like that, you might want to try to find like an NA or an AA meeting that you can go to and maybe try working the steps and working with a sponsor that can help you to get in touch with those things, or like I don't really do church, but it's good. It's a good place to start to create a foundation. That's good, man. I'm glad to hear you're at home, Juan. Hope the family's doing well. Carlos Martinez says, turn on CNN. And then Juan says, you need to stop smoking, bro. I know. What's going on CNN, Carlos? You talking about the stuff going on in Israel right now and Iran? I seen some of that stuff earlier. It looks like it's about to start cracking over there. Hopefully, that don't boil over too big because, that could draw a lot of countries in. Carlos says they used a nuke, a nuclear bomb. Wow. That's, yeah, I hadn't seen anything about that. Now, hey, Joel, Juan's cool, bro. He's been a friend for a long time. So, yeah, no, he's cool, man. He's not. I don't see him disrespecting me in any way. He's like a brother to me. But I appreciate you on that one, Joel. America's just lucky for right now, says FoxTube. Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, uh, no, you're good, Joel. Yeah, I think that I talk about family, fitness, and freedom. Family can be people that you're related to. Family can be the church. If you're comfortable there, and then it's a great place to be. You know, uh, I have my own personal relationship with God, so I don't attend church. Unfortunately, most of the churches that I've gone to, they really push the money thing too much, and I think it says in the Bible somewhere that you should be a joyful giver. Okay, thanks, sexy Latina. I appreciate that. Yeah. I was about to ask you to check that. So, yeah, that's all good. So, yeah, we're on a pretty good roll here tonight. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and check out my playlist. Got a bunch of stuff. Do not be to light a cigarette. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Yeah, all my kids are adults now, Joe. I have four kids, uh, and they're all adults. My youngest is gonna turn 20 on Monday. So yeah, they're all grown up, and then I've got one, two, three, four. I got nine grandkids as well. So yeah, looks like Art's back in the group. I got you, Juan. Smoking full flavor. Are you tripping? I went out for a pack of cigarettes, right, Art? Maybe if you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to that 1,000 mark tonight, guys. So, oh, there's some people in here that remember you, apparently. Yeah, it's just a good time in the chat tonight. A good time Saturday night. Local Park TC 559 says, "What you smoking?" Just Montego cigarettes. It's about all I do these days. Hope you're doing well, Local Park 559. What are you, Central Valley area? All right, cool. Uh-oh, your mom just came into the group. Yo, what's up? What's up? Hope everybody is doing well. No, my mom wasn't. Yeah, I know, right? That's right. Shout out to the 559. There's some really good homies from up there. Active up there, right? Super active. What part of the 559 you checking in from, Local Park? Art Bravery, go to your room. Juan says, I need to go back to work there, bro, and get you on cigars. Yeah, we tried that once before. Vasilia, that's right. Vasilia in the house. Shout out to Vasilia. Yeah. I remember when I was truck driving, I stopped through there one time. It stopped at this little, there's only a couple of truck parking spots there and a little like liquor store or something there. And yeah, it seemed like a pretty active place up there. But I hear a lot about Vasilia. Kevin Fisher. I just watched you going to prison part 1 and part 2. Did you fuck up the color guy pretty good in that 7 to 10 guy riot? I'm not sure which one you're referring to. When I first got to reception in I think that's what you're referring to in that video. That wasn't that was that the whole yard went off pretty much on that one. That was several hundred guys out there going off, and it was a pretty fair exchange. I wouldn't say either one of us got the best. We just kept popping back up because everybody wanted to get the last shot, basically. Juan Navarro says there was this small mom and pop truck stop up there on the west side of the freeway by some bridge. It was nice. Yeah. Yeah, most of the time I spent up there in the Central Valley was in prison, to be honest. The first CCF I went to was right off the 99. Like you could literally, there was like a McDonald's out there, and then you could see the freeway, and I'd be watching cars go by. Nah, Lupe, I never got sent out of state. I didn't do that much time. I only did 2 years on that one. So I don't know if it was because I didn't have enough time or what the deal was with that. But all I know is it was cracking everywhere I went, and we pretty much got into it with every other racial group at one point or another. Like it just seemed like every time you turned around, it was cracking off. Hey guys, give me a quick second. I'm gonna run and use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Keep running in there and shaking off the water on me. I'm back. Put on elevator music when you leave, Joe. So I just went in to use the restroom, and my daughter said we just hit 1,000 subs, and my granddaughter gave me this little doll to celebrate. So let's do a little dance. Thank you guys. Thank you all for subscribing to the channel. And I left the coffee inside. Wow. I was in a hurry to get back out. But no, seriously, thanks a lot, guys, for I'm in the IE, in the high desert local park. But yeah, we hit 1,000 subs. Lifting weights with Juan says, bro, your son's still lifting weights with you. When we get a chance, like that. That's right. Hey, congrats. So proud, says Q. Appreciate you. Yeah, Juan, we do when we get a chance. Just been really busy. Like typically about once a week we'll get down to the gym. And to be honest with you, he's the torch is been passed. Like I used to have all the I used to be able to outlift him in most things, and now, man, the kid's become a beast. So appreciate you, local park. Jonathan Fitzpatrick says shout out to the IE Peckerwoods. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Here you go, Papa.
Oh, my granddaughter. You want to come say hi real quick?
Yeah.
This is my granddaughter, Clarabella. She brought the coffee. Thank you, baby. So one of many granddaughters. But yeah, I appreciate that. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Put on the elevator music when you leave, right, Joel? Local Park says, shit, real talk. Just finished hitting my 113 3-pump burpees 15 minutes ago. That's right, homie. Got to get that money. I can't, man, when I was in the joint, I would do, I would some of my homeboys didn't like it, but I'd work out with some of the Southsider homies and bang out 113, and then like I'd go get with my IE homies and bang out another 123, and then go out and hit some bar work. Like I was a workout beast when I was in there. You know what they say? If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. So yeah, those burpees were definitely a big thing to me because last thing you want to do is run out of wind in a fight, or a right, even worse, because really hard to fight if you can't breathe, for sure. So shout out to everybody that subscribed. I appreciate you guys. Looks like I'm gonna have to work on that new video in regards to how I ended up in AdSeg. I have one that's going to be dropping sometime in the morning. That's going to be on oh, what is that? It was a subscriber request. It was hustling, for me to compare hustling back in the day to what it looks like now. And like it seems like at least in my area, in my region, like the narcotics, the saturation is crazy. I mean, there's just so much stuff floating around out there. Everything is cheap, and it's like it seems like every couple of days there's a bus where they catch somebody with 20 P's, and it don't dry up. Like the stuff is dirt cheap, and like it's just a different game nowadays. Like everybody's running around snitching on each other and shit. So, like it's foreign to me now. Like back in my day, like you get popped, you shut the hell up, and you take what you got coming. Basically, you know what I mean. If it meant you were going to the joint, then you're going to the joint. Get your program on, and you know what I mean. Do your thing, So local park says that's right, yes sir, but also had to try getting them out the way because I also got my two little ones with me. But that's right, familia first, homie. That's right, absolutely. And then Donald Toro says, saw that you're live and wanted to give you a yell. Appreciate your vids. Motivates me to stay sober. Got 6 months clean and sober today. Miracles happen. If I can do it in cold ass Alaska, LOL. That's right. Shout out to you, Donald Toro, and congrats on 6 months clean. Man, that's awesome. Like you are doing that shit. I mean, the thing is, it's just one day at a time, right? I mean, it's it was one of the hardest things I ever did. Like I was addicted to meth for almost 20 years, and when I finally ended up in prison, funny thing is I hadn't really smoked much cigarettes, and as soon as I got out, I took that gate money and bought a pack. Didn't plan to, but you know, but I managed to stay off of the other stuff, and my life is definitely so much better for it. So yeah, congrats on that, bro. That's amazing. Keep up the good work. No doubt about it. Shout out to everyone trying to be sober, says Local Park 559. Man, yeah, it definitely gets easier with time. I'll say that much. And you know, just you gotta put together some tools that you can use to stay there. Play the tape through. That's a big one for me. You got to think about what is the end result going to be. If I go get a sack today and get high, what's going to happen eventually? Eventually, I'm going to lose everything, and I'm going to end up in prison. So, like say, family's important, whether that be uh, the people that you live with or, in the church, however you find that. Donald Toro says going to lots of meetings and talking to people helps me. Play that tape through. That's right. Absolutely. That's a winning formula right there, bro. Juan says that skunk ain't no joke, bro. Hardest thing I ever did was get clean. Yeah, I mean, I can't I can't tell you guys how many times I got arrested and I said I'm done. And 20 minutes after being released, I was high again. You know what I mean? Like, it's real easy when you have a clean state of mind to say that, I'm good. And then the minute somebody puts something in your face, the next thing you know, you're using it, No intentions of doing it. It's just, it's that scante grabs a hold of you. And, a lot of homies never make it back. They end up unalived or, uh, in prison for long stretches, So, Local Park says, I'm also fighting my demons, only sober, going on 5 days, no lie. Don't look at it as only 5 days. You got 5 days sober, bro. Congratulations on that. Keep that going. It's just one day at a time, Like you said, you got the little ones there. You're getting your workout on. Like you got the family, you got the fitness, you got the freedom. Now it's just a matter of maintaining those things, Like you taking the first step. I would suggest maybe trying to find a meeting or something in your area where you can find other people that are like minded. For me, like I had to get away from all the people that I used to hang around because they were all using. And the saying, it's kind of corny, but if you hang around the barbershop, you're going to get a haircut, bro. So, you got to make some changes, but uh, you can do it. I believe in you. Juan Neville says, one day at a time, bro. Don't shortchange yourself. Exactly. Exactly. It's not only 5 days, it's 5 days. You're doing that shit. Keep it pushing. Man, we're coming up on an hour already. Wow. It's been a good one tonight. It's been flowing real well. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Maybe we'll keep it going for a little while longer because it's been going really well. Look, Juan says, look up the men's only AA meetings at night. Those really help me. Yeah, you know what? That's a great point, Juan. The men's only meetings are a lot better because there's no distractions in those meetings, Uh, you go to those meetings to focus on your sobriety. You don't want anything getting in the way of that. I mean, honestly, that's the most important thing. I'll tell you guys a story. I got a friend at work who, really good friend. And one day he was messing with me. I think he like crushed up an aspirin or something. And he said, hey, you want some of this? And I drove off from him. I didn't say nothing. And he comes pulling up on me a few minutes later and he's like, what's wrong? And I told him, I said, I said, if you mess around like that, then I can't fuck with you, bro. You're a good friend and all, but like I don't get down like that, and I'm not gonna let anybody or anything get in the way of my sobriety. So it like I said, it turned out he was just messing with me, but I didn't appreciate it. And if I find out people in my lives are doing those sort of things, then I won't keep company with those people because I'm trying to do some things in life, like I got a lot of I got kids and grandkids that look up to me, and I want to make sure that I'm setting the right example for them, because if I'm using, then how can I tell them that it's not a good idea to do that? So I have to be that example, you know? And I have a son-in-law. That's right, Q. I have to be that example. So we hit that 1,000. One more little dance. Shout out to all of you guys that have subscribed to the channel and everybody that's commenting. I really appreciate it. Juan says they used to shut off all the lights and just light a candle. That's when it really got good. I can't stress those meetings. Yeah, you can't stress it enough. Those candlelight meetings were definitely good, you know? But I strongly suggest getting a sponsor if you're new in sobriety, somebody that can help you work through, what you're trying to accomplish. I don't, honestly, I don't do the meetings anymore, but for probably the first 5 years, I was at meetings at least a couple times a week. And what I did was I got all the tools that I needed, and I basically stockpiled the tools I needed to be able to process things better. Donald Toro says we have 22 hours of daylight. They don't work in the summer, but good in winter. Yeah, I hear you. OIOI the second says get a hobby. That's the fitness part for me. That's my hobby. Sometimes when a day is really stressful at work, like I'll go to the treadmill and just attack those weights. Like it's I can't tell you how many times I didn't want to go and I went and I felt better for it. So, it's not necessarily about, trying to be like some sort of bodybuilder guy or something. Like it's just, you want to get that heart rate up. You want to kind of keep your weight in check and okay. Oh, how you doing? Yeah, that gym is therapy sometimes, I swear. Donald Toro says, I got a counselor too and work out. That's good. Yeah, that's definitely, all of that stuff is important, So, got to get the stress out. Says, got to get the stress out. Good on you. Yeah, it's definitely helps me out. Juan says, smoke cigars. Juan, it's not going to work, buddy. Donald Toro says I love my cigars. Yeah. Yeah, I've tried it. It just don't work for me. So we are now at 1,000 subs. That is amazing. And I'm going to be working on that video probably tomorrow about how I ended up in AdSeg and the events that led up to that, and what that whole situation was like. So, yeah, that's good stuff. Definitely good stuff. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here shortly. Hope everybody has a wonderful evening, what's left of it. And maybe I will, either tomorrow night or Monday night, I'll go live again. probably around the same time, around 9, 10 o'clock. Uh, Depending on how things are going, maybe I'll go live both nights. I don't know. We'll see. But everybody have a great night. And I appreciate everybody that subscribed and tuned in. And Donald Toro says, congrats on 1,000 subs. Looking forward to another live. I appreciate that, bro. And, keep pushing with that sobriety. Good stuff. Appreciate it, everybody. And I will probably tap back in with you guys tomorrow night. Oh, you be doing tattoos, huh? Local park? That's you make some money that way, That's good stuff. All right, guys. So good night, Cora. Love you too. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out here. Everybody have a wonderful night, and yeah, no doubt, Cora. Everybody be safe, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Send mine's full blast. Appreciate you, local park. You have a good one. Stay strong, bro. Keep doing your thing. It gets easier as time goes. Have a good night, guys. I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that video in the morning about hustling now versus then. Have a good one, guys. I'm out.